Welcome back to Marvelous Mates. I'm your host Skylar, and I'm here with my guest, my father.
That's
How you
me.
doing? How you doing?
Hello.
Glad to be here. I'm glad you're here.
Yes, it's great. It's a nice vacation.
Yeah. Getting away from the work.
This side of
The work, and now you're gonna get to talk about it.
Not getting away from work.
Yeah, exactly. Today we're drinking Long Island's. It has a little bit of everything.
I'm gonna try this. You're a pretty decent bartender. I give you that one.
Yeah, it's okay. The tequila is really strong in that.
It's got a little. Am I breathing fire yet?
I think I had an issue with that tequila before because it is really overpowering.
Yeah, it's good though.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Can you give us a brief description of your job title and what it is that you do?
I'm a remodeler. I feel like sometimes people consider anybody who isn't a GC kind of a handyman, and there's a big space between handyman and GC that is more intricate, more finish than just a handyman. You go all the way on anything and everything, basically. Mm-hmm. And I wish the industry would pick up the term of like Master Remodeler, because there's a space in between there.
All right, it's a big jump. There's a big, several spaces in between that, not just Master Remodeler, but somewhere even a little lower, a little bit higher, a little bit, like huge gray area,
right?
Like that,
and it's bothered me before,
yeah.
But people don't realize, that the difference.
Yeah.
They think I got to get a handyman, but I install your cabinets, remodel your bathroom, do the tile also,
everything.
Pretty much
everything.
Pretty much everything.
Well, that's
and to a extreme degree. Like, I'm not skipping steps. I'm not, I don't like to subcontract too so much, or subcontractors. A lot of times they're in a rush because it's their truck, their gas, their time, their insurance. I mean, they're pressed to get this and go.
Yeah.
So they got a lot of them turn into drive-by people.
Come in and get the job done and boom, out. Yeah, gone.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's hop right into this first one.
Partake.
This is the Bananarama.
Sure, Bananarama. Here we go. Well, cheers, sir.
Cheers.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, it's crazy. That was supposed to be banana?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's very light on the banana.
Not a lot.
Very little, if at all.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of all of the trades that you could say that you've mastered, what is your most preferred? What are you like? Yeah, I'm getting to do.
I like doing what I'm doing now. I'm doing kitchens, and there's a benefit to me to be able to do something so quickly, and the people love it, and I love it, and do a beautiful thing in a short time. That's what I like. Because when you go in to do a whole house remodel, it's months and months and months. Who knows?
I remember when we did this one.
Yeah. I mean, people sometimes don't even realize that.
Yeah.
The amount of stuff that's involved is incredible. But kitchens really, it seems like anybody could put one together. But you got to really step it up when you got 2 days to do a kitchen that's 42-inch uppers, not just 30-inch.
Yeah.
It's got crown molding. It might have crown molding. You got to figure it to hit the ceiling perfectly.
Right.
Because they want that space covered and no gaps. So it gets more involved, and it's tedious because the speed you're running too. You have to be thinking hard I've even made mistakes. As good as I am, my boss swears I'm a badass, basically.
The best.
Yeah. And I still make mistakes because you're in an environment where there's 100 things going on right there. I've had to cut the bottom of cabinets off because the floor, like in 5 feet wide, the floor happened to be 1 3/4 inches off of a level. Mm-hmm. Like, that's extreme. So instead of making the one toe kick, 6 inches tall, like kooky looking, mm-hmm. I cut the whole bottoms off the other cabinets, mm-hmm. like some, to make it kind of fade away. And the customer really appreciates it. When you go that far, I got to literally cut the bottom off of 6 cabinets.
Yeah, that's and seamlessly as well, because if you cut them even slightly off, there's going to be a little bit of...
Yes, but not so much as you think, because that was part of a peninsula mm-hmm. that I eventually put a skin on the back, so you don't see where that hits the floor. Mm-hmm. And then on the side, I did a skin too, so you don't see where you do those cuts as much. And then across the front, you actually, because each individual cabinet has a individual toe kick, but when you put all the cabinets together, they're not as one. So we come back with a little bitty skinny toe kick and make it one. Okay. So you have allowances there, but you got to know how to use those. You got to know, like a roof, this goes over that, this mm-hmm. goes before that. True. A, B, C, D, mm-hmm. to make that look flawless. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's ways.
Yeah, there's a lot of variation there, I'm sure too, where there's as simple as cabinets may seem, I'm sure you get like a lot of different ones too. Or are you guys using a lot of the same?
There's a couple kinds. There's a European kind that, well, first off, we have some that have the face plate of the cabinet, the box itself, not the doors. Mm-hmm. It has a little extension on the side. It's 1/4 inch on each cabinet. The face sticks off at the side a little. Mm-hmm. That's easier because you have like this ability here, to have them cabinets move just a little bit. But when you have cabinets that are just solid in a solid and they fit together like this, there's not a lot of allowance. Mm-hmm. And if you have walls that can be out like, I can't even explain to you, walls, floors, they're never straight.
Yeah.
They're just never. It's the degree of crookedness that you're looking at.
I actually had that in here when I was putting up the wood here.
Yeah.
And they were wonky.
This is after repairing these walls.
Yeah. You put, God, how many coats on these walls to make them straight? And they're still...
3 coats on Skylar's whole house, 29 buckets later.
Yeah. So and these boards, because this is flooring. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
They're hard.
Yeah.
They're stiff.
To match them into each other when the walls are wonky was like...
Yeah, they're stiff.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, this is cool, though. Skylar did a great job on this, by the way.
It came out pretty
nice.
good.
It's very nice.
I'm happy with it. So, excuse me.
But I have done whole house remodels, like literally moved their laundry, like I moved your laundry. Mm-hmm. Move laundry to another room or the garage or out of the house, make that another closet.
100 bathrooms.
I mean, I will literally do for my boss in the year, mark a year that I work there, whenever it is. Mm-hmm. I will be doing over 100 kitchens in the year. 120. If you think about that, it's
a lot.
Kind of crazy, right?
A lot.
And other stuff he gives me.
Sure.
Hey, I got a house that's part of it's falling down. They can't even move the sliding glass door. Scott, go over there and jack the house up.
Yeah.
And make the frame straight.
Yeah.
And make the door work. Okay, Joe.
No problem.
So, he knows I can do anything he tells me to do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's hop into this next one. This is the lemon drop.
Lemon drop.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Cheers.
All right.
Yeah, that's solid. That's solid. It's nice.
That other one surprised me when you said banana. I thought it was going to be
a lot of people don't,
something different.
A lot of people don't like the banana rim. It's been... I think it's good.
I thought it was going to be something different when you said banana. Like, yeah.
It's very light.
Yeah.
Very light. Since you can do everything, essentially, what are some things that you prefer to be done by somebody else? You're like, I'm not even going to attempt to do this. This is... or it's just not worth your time. You're like, okay, no.
Okay, roofing, stucco. There's a nice list.
Yeah.
I don't like to do tile anymore. I literally, my boss knows I can do tile, and he had me go do a shower floor.
Yeah.
It was just a shower.
Yeah.
And he had me do 2 backsplashes.
Okay.
Big ones. These weren't kiddie ones.
Yeah.
These were serious. Like up and over the windows and all kinds of kookiness.
Okay.
And they were gorgeous. But he knows I don't want to do tile or flooring. I don't want to be on my knees all day. I'm an old guy. I cannot handle that.
Yeah.
You know, knees, you got to watch out. You will go...
Yeah, I remember towards the end of us doing this, the flooring in this house, that was bad. I was the running guy, so you could stay down.
Oh, believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I told him that's just not what I want to get into is floors. I don't want to be on anything that involves doing bodily damage to me.
Yeah.
You know? And roofing, I mean, that's for kids. You know? I mean, really. Yeah. They can stand that heat and da-da-da, you know?
Yeah.
So...
That's a lot.
Yeah, roofing is not a joke, and, you know, so... It's a skill, like stucco. I mean, that's... Man, the guys came and did your whole house. I mean...
Yeah.
That's not easy to do.
Yeah, that's like a whole team of dudes to do that. And
yeah.
The entire house, but yeah.
It's major weight and material, like all that stucco.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, what about like concrete?
You know, I just don't care to work masonry anymore. Like the tile, you're out there cutting it on a tile saw. It's screeching so bad it'll make your ears ring, like when you're cutting tile.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's really loud, and I just don't care for none of that anymore. You know. Like I'll do a bathroom if somebody wanted me to or this and that, but I like the kitchens. It's woodwork. Even though I did get into my finger into my table saw. Oh yeah, I got pictures. It's still numb this whole side. I got lucky.
Wow.
A Diablo, brand new Diablo that I didn't even feel it, buddy. Like I got lucky. Like no, you know my boss is missing like 2 nubs.
Wow.
My boss. Seriously.
That's crazy.
It does get dangerous. And last week, literally right in front of the customer, and he goes, "Oh my God, are you okay?" A piece of wood came backwards off. I was cutting a piece of plywood, and I was cutting a strip off it, and there was about a 6-inch width of it left this big, and when I got through and I was holding on to the piece I wanted, the piece I didn't want caught onto the blade and singed it back into my leg like bad. I mean, it had me, Oh my God. I mean, it donked me good. A piece of plywood, into your shin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not fun.
Yeah, that probably didn't feel too great.
So, yeah, and then my arm blew up. That was another one.
Yeah.
So I've had a heck of a time. I've been beating myself to death. But the job is cool because literally people come in and when I'm, getting closer to the end of the kitchen and they're like, wow, they're wowed. It's nice.
It's a reward.
They love their kitchen. And people spend time in their kitchen. I'm making islands that people are going to hang out and do their whole holiday thing around. And I like it.
That's nice. Especially when people come in and they're like,
yeah. They just
whoa!
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
That's tough. I mean, that's got to be the best.
It's
part.
Cool. Yeah. It's cool
for sure.
To, and be able to move on because I've had jobs that really you almost never get done, and that gratification, this is a little more instantaneous gratification.
Sure.
I like that.
Yeah, it's nicer than a nonstop job.
Yeah, I mean, pick up the same garbage day after day, week after week, and God bless them, somebody's got to do it,
Sure.
But I mean, that's tedious too in its own way. The same job.
Yeah.
Go deliver the same Fritos or bread or.
It's a different experience.
Yeah.
A lot of the time too.
Kind of, and people and the cool part too is I don't really have animals anymore because I do work 15 hours or more.
Sure.
I'm doing 70, 80-hour weeks. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to an animal. So it's cool that a lot of these customers have dogs or cats.
Therapeutic.
And I, I get to hang out with them, and they hang out with me all the time too, because dogs always love somebody else new in the house.
Sure.
So they're all over me and like, oh, pet me and hang out with me. So it's kind of neat,
That's nice though.
It gets me past. I really want one, but I can't do it. I just can't.
Yeah, it's keeping like an animal cooped up for 15 hours and stuff. It's it's rough.
It's not fair. I've already been there, and it went bad, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So it's too many hours for an animal. They want their owner there. Like
they're so happy when you come home. They're just like, oh my god, you're here. Well, except for cats.
And actually, animals do like me too. It's kind of weird. Even your mom says it. Like, I can be mean to a cat and he'll still love me.
Yeah.
Like I can be rough with him and like everything, and they still like me. And even one customer, they had a giant Great Dane. Like this dog is a horse almost. And a little while after working there, it was like a whole day went by and everything, and I walked right in, hey big boy, rah, and he was cool with me though. They're like, that's cool, he really likes you, man. He don't like anybody. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But he took to me like, boom. I mean, just loved on me. It was weird. Like, they do. They like me. They get me. I don't mean them no harm. They pick up on my
aura.
That I'm relaxed.
Yeah.
That they're not bothering me. That I'm cool with them.
Yeah, they definitely pick up like people's energy for sure. Mm-hmm. And not like the body language, everything. It's weird.
Oh yeah, if you look nervous, like Chelsea's dog.
Yeah.
His sister, my daughter, she has a pit bull, and if you even go, come here, Xena, just the littlest bit of strange, she'll be like, nope. I'm out of here. So, yeah, they know who's not good, who's good,
for sure. Absolutely. Let's this is the kamikaze.
Wow,
they're going boom, 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 boom.
Do you got a wheelchair to get out of here?
I could put you on like a wheelbarrow or something.
Oh, a refrigerator cart.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the kamikaze.
Okay. Woo.
Sour.
I don't know if I like that one as much.
Yeah.
That's a little harsh.
Yeah. It's a little
the face says it all.
A little tart.
Yeah. Clean your teeth with it. Yeah. That wasn't great.
But. Yeah, what are some of your favorite tools to use, and which ones haven't you got the chance? And sometimes you see them out in the wild and you're like, oh, I really want to try that.
Oh, wow. That's a toughie. What have I not ran?
Yeah, what have you not used?
I mean, I've done heavy equipment. I mean, I don't know what I haven't ran. I mean, honestly, cut off, gas drill. I mean,
what are some of your favorites?
Weird stuff that people never seen. I ran.
Yeah.
Well, I do love bobcats and backhoes. They're really fun. They're cool. Having power is very nice.
Yeah, getting behind it. All right.
So I did that a little while, just as a passing and, for work sometimes when, and then with Terry's husband, your pop, I did, I actually took care of his equipment for him too.
Oh, really?
I was young, man.
Maintained it.
And I knew how to, work on equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I always got into anything and everything. I even worked with my dad welding. We made all kinds of stuff. We made horse stables, welding. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that is incredible, though. Literally, what my dad did was cool work. We did some extreme welding type situations before.
Really? Like what?
A few are. Okay, for instance, one time our boss's son wrecked a brand new Chevy truck. And they brought it in the shop. We're going to fix the front of it and this and that. It was barely wrecked. I mean, but they're rich. They were, underground company called Beeline. And they decided to replace the truck to the son, not use that. And they're like, okay, make that one a welding truck. I mean, we take the back off. We build a whole flatbed on it.
Oh, wow.
Welding equipment mounted on it and made a brand new welding truck.
That's awesome.
For ourselves.
Yeah.
It was cool.
That sounds freaking awesome.
The whole truck.
Like a makeshift, like,
the whole truck.
Station.
We made the flatbed with
cool.
Cabinets in it and crazy stuff.
That's awesome.
Made it badass. Headache rack. We made it all.
Yeah.
And then also, you know what a front end loader is? It's a piece of heavy equipment. They get rather large. They pick up cars, multiple cars in their buckets and stuff. But they articulate, which means they turn in the middle like this. Mm-hmm. Well, this pin is huge. It's this big around. This pin that the machine bends in. And that's how it turns. You're turning the machine in the middle, not wheels up front. The wheels aren't turning like a car. The whole machine is bending in the middle.
Oh,
that's a front end loader.
I'll have to put up like an image of that.
Yes,
that sounds.
It's called a front end loader.
Yeah.
Well, that would get really worn out and just be like the machine is all when you're driving it and falling all over. Mm-hmm. So we would literally put rolling jacks under this thing that weighs megatons. It's crazy. Separate it. Weld inside of those holes, weld inside of them, and then recut them, hone them out. It's honing, it's called. Mm-hmm. You do that in the cylinders of a motor. Sometimes they hone them out, and it makes it smooth, you know. So, and then put a new pin in it, and put the whole thing back together, and put a new pin in it like it's brand new.
Wow.
Because there's no sleeve, replaceable sleeve.
Sure.
Or anything. Like, you have to fix that metal that the machine is literally, the frame is made of. Yeah. That's what that pin is in.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We done that.
Huh.
Oh, we did crazy stuff. Another one was they had a big, long truck. Mm-hmm. And what's extreme about metalwork is wood, you have limitations on how you can fasten it and where and which direction. And welding, you can put anything to anything. Weld it. Yeah. I mean, you're the limitations are almost none. I mean, welding is awesome like that because I can just hook this to there with no screw at all.
I love that new. I can that new friction welding they have where they spin stuff really fast and it welds it to it.
Oh yeah,
I've seen that too.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I have seen that. But then another one was we took a long truck, like you know how U-Hauls are really long. We took a flatbed, one of those. And our boss wanted to fit a small bulldozer on this truck, and it was too long. Mm-hmm. Me and my dad shortened this truck, cut a bunch out of it, and shortened the truck, made ramps on the back so a dozer could go up on this truck.
That's wild.
We did, and then we made the guys' horse stables, which were gorgeous. I mean, we made all the piping fences, the feeders for the horses. Literally, we made all the fencing out back out of 2-inch pipe. We made all the metalwork in the whole thing.
That's awesome.
And it had people quarters in this horse stable.
Yeah.
That was better than any house you've seen. It was really nice stuff. So, it was cool. It was really neat.
Yeah, that's cool. I would love to do welding at some point, but Eric, my co-host, who's not here, unfortunately, he went into welding briefly, and he came back with some
scars.
Yeah, some like I don't know if it's scarred, but he got burned a couple good times, and he was like,
you can get roasted.
Yeah,
and burn your eyes up.
Yeah, be
very careful. Anybody who's doing welding, you can burn your eyes up. It's brighter than the sun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people think those face shields are for, like, granted to protect your face from, like, you know, sparks but also your eyes.
Well, there's different tints of, well, now they're electronic. You can kind of control it with a knob. But back in the day, those were glass, and we changed them. Mm-hmm. Like, my dad might have wanted a number 10, and I wanted an 8.
Yeah.
I wanted to see a little more.
Or different tints.
Right.
That's cool. I did not know that.
Oh yeah, and there were glass plates, and they just held in there with a spring.
No shit. Mm-hmm. Wow.
And I actually like them better than digital junk.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like analog more stuff.
You know why? The digital junk, it's not on. You can't even see until you first strike and light hits it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's weird.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's odd.
When you look through glass, it's already on.
Yeah.
There's no blocking your vision. No, you're looking at nothing until I hit the strike. Isn't that stupid?
Yeah, that's so weird.
You're looking at nothing until you hit the striker and the spark starts, and then a digital one turns on.
Really? Wow, that's so odd.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, there's different ones, and they're probably getting better now. But
Sure.
my last one was, It wasn't that great. Glass was better. So.
Yeah, that's cool. I would love to do that one day.
So yeah, welding was really cool. It's a neat thing. Man, I've also made crazy stuff like my army truck.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember
People
that.
went nuts about that.
What exact model was that? Do you remember?
That was a 1968 Jeep Kaiser Deuce and a Half.
It was awesome.
It was
pretty cool.
Badass. I put a flatbed on it, and I made a fifth wheel hitch slide out on a beam out from under the flatbed. A hitch slid out. A fifth wheel hitch slid out from under the bed.
It was pretty cool.
It was pretty crazy.
It was pretty awesome. Yeah, I'll put up a picture of it.
That thing is a piece of heavy equipment.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a neat truck.
Yeah.
I went to a car show. I swear to God, no, this is pretty funny. It wasn't painted up and gorgeous. It was just unique, cool. And I went to a car show. People went nuts about it, jumping on it, take my picture, and like they're holding guns. It was pretty neat.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I remember that.
That thing, wow, what a motor in that.
Yeah.
It had my big block truck is a 460. Mm-hmm. That had a 465, bigger than my V8, straight 6-cylinder, diesel, bigger than my V8 big block.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
it was
I remember that thing. It was pretty cool.
Multi-fuel. Now, multi-fuel means as you're going across somebody's land, wherever, Vietnam, wherever, you could throw kerosene in this truck or anything and burn that as fuel. It's a multi-fuel motor.
That's badass.
Never heard of that. A lot of people never heard of that, but it's real.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably put
I never put any goofy gas in it. I just
put standard
diesel.
Yeah.
It's a diesel motor, but it can burn other fuels.
Yeah. Probably best to just do diesel though.
Pretty much. Yeah. Don't push it. But it had a bunch of weird canisters on the side of the motor that does something to allow that.
Wow.
And I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
I ain't even going to claim to.
Wow.
But wow, did it have crazy power. I mean, it would mow a house down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it had other unique stuff about it too. Like the back end wasn't just one axle. There's two axles. But instead of just a spring and a spring setup, that whole back axle was on a pivot, so if you were going over something really rough, it would.
Oh wow!
The whole two were pivoting on a big triangle.
Really, it wasn't just a straight.
No,
so because it's like those.
It'd walk over rocks if it had to.
It's like those trucks that go in the mountains and stuff.
It's like a rock climber.
Yeah,
and there's claims of that truck. Believe me, that truck. Without that truck, because that was in Vietnam. You know, and even other places. Trust me, it got all of our supplies there. People were claiming it thing would be towing a trailer and have twice the weight it ought to have on it, and still going through mud.
Yeah,
like it's monster.
Yeah,
yeah.
Let's grab this next one. This is the melon ball.
Oh, this might be cool.
Yeah, it's
okay, cheers.
It's pretty good. A little tart at the end there, but it's pretty sweet still. It's pretty sweet still. Yeah, it's...
I get it. Mm-hmm. There's a big melon aftertaste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. I like that one. How do you feel about the phrase "jack of all trades but master of none"? How do you feel about that? What's your take?
To me, that's more of a handyman saying, like we were saying earlier. Right. Yeah, they can come in and put your locks in, do this and that. But, even last week, my boss says, hey, I need you to come and do plumbing. I literally, in floor joists, which aren't very deep, right? I moved the shower to that side of the room and the toilet to that side of the room. Inside floor joists. And not easy to do. So, you can't go get a handyman to do that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. There's levels that aren't being expressed, out there. Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, there's a pretty big space in between those two.
There is. And it's, the pay should be according. I hate to go straight to pay, and I get paid pretty decent and mad overtime hours. I mean, I get 40 overtime hours. Imagine.
There's actually like a movement that I've seen on like TikTok, for example. One of the social media platforms that they have like, oh, you charged me however much, a large amount of money, to install this tile, I'm like, and people are saying, no, you're actually paying me that much money for my experience to do it properly.
There's a big thing. Exactly. I've walked into rooms and said, oh my God, this is horrific.
Yeah.
At the bottom, because when you do a shower pan, when you start it to build a shower, like I'll take a tub out and build a shower there where there's nothing. So I've seen, looked at jobs and went, oh my God, like the quality is just horrific.
It's not there.
I hope they didn't pay too much for this. That's the thing. When you're hiring somebody, people, everybody, think of the quality. It's not just getting a job done. It's whether it's done good and looks nice. Who you're looking for is somebody that gives a crap. Honestly, that's the qualification for going to the next level. Right. Giving a crap, because basically you can find a handyman. Some of them might be good. They might be okay and all. And yes, I've been in that area before, doing that type of service. But it's about attention to the quality of what you're doing.
You get what you pay for.
The effort.
Yeah.
Not everything's perfect. Like I said earlier, I do make mistakes. I have. But the effort that's put in, that's what matters. That's where you meet. That's where the customer meets the worker in the middle somewhere when it's, it might be a hectic job. It might be crazy. It might be this and that. But eventually, if you're quality, there'll be a meeting in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I find a lot of people don't have passion for what they do.
Yeah.
And that may be circumstance. They may be stuck somewhere. They can't really get anywhere else, especially in like the last episode, for example, the service industry. I know a lot of people feel very passionately they love serving people. A lot of people do. They're like, I'm server for life, yo. That's their whole thing. But there's also some people that get in, just an example, that industry, and they're miserable. They're like, I'm trying to get out of it. I'm trying to move on to something different. Not even necessarily better, but you know what I mean?
That reminds me and your mom and her good friend and her husband went to a nice steak restaurant. And the girl there, wow, she shouldn't have been a server ever.
Really?
She ended up, nothing happened. We really, nobody over-ordered or did anything.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know the one. Okay. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane,
Go
but
ahead.
she brought the salads like way late, right when our dinner was ready. So she went to the kitchen, got salads, came back, and then came right back with the meal. Like literally walked there and got the meal. So here's salads and here's your dinner.
Yeah.
Like it was nuts. And then Stacy's husband asked for something, I forget what it was, and she said, "Oh, you're the never-ending table." And we all were, I hate to say it, appalled.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like, nobody even said anything.
I mean, and it wasn't like we said, "Hey, we need hot sauce," and then she went and got the hot sauce, and then we went, "Oh yeah, and we need some butter," and then she went and got and then we need some sour cream, and then she went and got sour cream and came back. It was none of that. None of that. She had just zero patience. Mm-hmm. And as a server, trust me, you must have patience.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
that's the entire shtick with that profession in that industry is patience.
Pretty much.
I mean, you're trying to earn that tip.
Yeah.
You know? That's the whole thing.
You gotta be decent, nice, and hey, and even if they say a little something funny or off, most of the time you gotta let it go.
Yeah.
You gotta know that you are in that industry. Mm-hmm. And that they have a little leadway, just a little. They can't be totally bad to you, but
Yeah, I don't necessarily like that phrase. Like, the customer is always right. I don't really like that.
No, I've literally, since I started for my boss over there, one customer I ripped their butt real good. My boss was even like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
No, he was like, oh, they hounded him and harassed him, and then the woman said to me, the day I was going to get done with this job, it made her mad that I was going to get done with the job because she wanted to harass my boss and stuff more. And it came, I kind of knew that, but it came really apparent when she said, he should be expecting me to give him a hard time. Oh. And that's where you lost me.
Oh, yeah.
That's where you lost me.
Yeah.
You don't have a right. You don't have a right to give. And I said to her, "Oh, two wrongs make a right?"
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm not that way. I've lived my whole life decently. I don't.
Yeah, there's no need for that.
Yeah.
That's unprofessional.
Wait. You may have had delays. You may have had wrong pieces. You may have this. You may have had a disagreement. It doesn't give you a right to make it worse.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
Because, for example, the remodel that I had done, I don't even remember what it was. I was so sure on wanting this specific thing. I don't even remember what it was again.
Yeah.
And the contractor was like, "You don't want to do that. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it." And he was right. And when it was done, I was like, when you're right, you're right, man.
Okay.
Like, yeah. So
there's a little bit of mistrust out there because people have been done wrong.
Sure.
It's catch-22.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you can talk to people, try to discuss, yada, 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 and still they're like, and I've run into that a lot. And see, now my job to do is to realize and recognize that they have been through that and try to make that less painful.
Sure.
Here's why and that's why I inform and they thank me all the time. If I run into one goofy thing, I go, "Ma'am, sir, can you come in here? I want to this is what's happening. This is what's going on. This is what's going to have to happen." Yeah. Like when I had a floor that's 1 3/4 inches out and, several feet. Okay, I had to go, okay, you have a situation here, I'm going to do whatever I can to correct it. She thanked me over and over.
I love that.
Okay?
That's like what my
Just
contractor
be
did. That's the right way to do it.
You have to be informative.
That's the right way to do it.
If you leave people in the blind, they got nothing to do but wonder.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's the right way to do it. There were several times when they knocked on my door, called me, and they're like, "Hey, here's the deal.
Yeah,
you have a choice to
that's
make.
Good.
Like, do you want to do this? This is the right way to do this." And I'm like, "You guys are the experts.
Yeah.
Like, go nuts. And
they
were always very open with me on what's happening. If they ran into like an issue,
that helps
the house in general.
That helps them. Another thing that freaks people out is, I hear people, I haven't heard from them in weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta think of how the people are. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No question. Let's go. This should be the best one. This one's pretty good.
Yeah. I like blue stuff.
Oh yeah.
It means raspberry.
Yeah, it always means raspberry.
It does. Raspberries blue? I don't think they are.
Blue balls.
Blueberries are blue. Raspberries are not blue.
No, it's a made-up flavor. It doesn't exist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's like candy.
Go get some more of those.
That's what everyone says.
Can we start over?
Can we just do all of those?
Can we start over? Let's go get these all full back up with that. Where's that bottle at?
What's ironic is that's probably the strongest one on the table.
Yeah, but it's very sweet and covers it.
Yeah.
It does.
So good.
Covers it right up.
So good. Mm-hmm. What is a trade that you think is unjustifiably dying? Do you think there should be more people out here doing this and striving for this?
Oh, that's a good question because I say all the time, my boss, for instance, has like 20 younger guys that don't have the drive. I've tried to teach. He's already had me because he don't have any guys that can do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And he has guys that can go bring drywall out to a job.
Yeah.
Or, but he can't find anybody that does precision work anymore. A guy I just had, I had him go out to cut on the chop, on the compound miter. I had him go out, and I have really sharp blades on my stuff always.
Yeah.
You have to, or it'll leave chips. You just have to. I had to send him out there over and over and over. He was making me it was like toe kick material, but we had some flat cabinets, and the people wanted them, an edge put around them. It was old cabinets. It was like a refurb. And I was making them,
It's like framing it a little bit.
Yeah, making them, look new. And the guy could not bring me back a piece of material with not a chip in it. And I told him over and over and over. And he finally says to me, "It's virtually impossible." And I'm like, I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I turned to him, "I guarantee I go out there right now and cut one without chips in it. Go slower down with the saw.
Yeah.
You get a saw to full speed, let the blade get going, then you come down nice and slow."
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's silly because the first part of the board, like 7/8 of the board, whatever width it is, you don't even need to be that careful.
Yeah.
It's the little 1/4 inch end that you got to really slow down and take, or it'll take the end off. It'll chip the end off. But the rest of it is like, not chop, like
casually
but
bringing it
go
down.
nice, and then right at the end, slow right down and finesse it.
Kiss it.
Where's the finesse?
Yeah.
There's what we're missing. And that's what's going to be missing soon when all the older guys are gone. Get that finesse.
I feel like a big part of that starts in we'll say high school, because middle school you're really young. But high school, for example, my high school, we had a gigantic shop. I mean, it was literally like the size of an airplane hangar. Like, it was gigantic. Really? It was huge. Yeah. It was a ghost town, though. That literally was not used.
That's
tons
nuts.
of machinery in there. Tons.
See that?
But, and even when you went to your advisor, which she was a good advisor, but she still never pushed anyone to do anything but college. Or the armed forces.
You know what?
Or the armed forces.
I've made some mad money in my life. I'm just saying.
She never was like, go be a plumber, go be an electrician, go be a carpenter, go be a welder.
You know what? All those, there's days you can go make $500-$600, everybody. Okay? Plumbing, electrical, and finish carpentry.
If you're passionate about doing something like that,
right,
the money is there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can make it. A lot of people make it on that, believe it or not.
And you may not be drowned in college debt. Just saying. Also that. But
it's just different strokes for different folks.
Exactly.
But know that it's out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Know, if you get serious,
yeah,
and really want to do it, there's nothing to. Honestly, there's not that much to what I'm doing if you knew the techniques.
Yeah.
If you knew several of the techniques that I know and do. I even show guys now that say they've done them and they go, "Oh wow,
I never knew that."
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You know? Things. Stuff.
It is,
you know?
Sad. It is
and we sad. We got another guy. My boss has been like, "Hey, you know, he's right there, you know, he dilly dallies with some cabinets and this and that. And every time I have him out there, here's the issue. I love the guy. He's a nice guy. Mm-hmm. But it's the drive. You can't go put a kitchen in 2 days, trust me, without literally hustling.
Moving.
Yeah, it's not playing around.
Yeah.
It's going to town. And I'm not getting home till 9, 10, 11. I shit you not. Mm-hmm. But I chose that, you know, not to go get in debt, go to college, yada, yada. And that's, you know.
Well, and I think for a lot of people, and I'm finding that about myself, is I think there's a lot of people who have a passion for making and creating and building things.
Yes, and I always had that.
Yeah, and I've started to develop that now. Yeah. Like with this room,
it's neat, right?
I had our literal bedroom in here. This was our bedroom. Spoiler alert.
True story.
This was our bedroom, and I was literally moving our furniture out of the way before we were even moved out of this room and into the other one. Literally moving it around because I wanted to do it so bad. I would spend 4 hours on this wall, one wall, yeah. But it was. I complained about it. I did. Yeah. I was like, oh man, I got to do this wall. But inside, I'm like, I can do this wall.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I've definitely found, like, making things and creating things. And
the thing is, most people can do extraordinary things. They can. They can. Mm-hmm. It's the guidance. It's just having a little confidence.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, people ask me quite a lot in my life, man, how did you get to do the stuff? It's nuts. You do everything. They see me do electric, and I'm like, here, it's done.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the hell? Even that's an electrician. I smoked him in electrical work. We went to a job together, and I blew his doors off. He even said it. He was like, oh, my God, this is an electrician. Said I smoked him.
Yeah.
And I always said, I can do it. It's half confidence, everybody.
Yeah.
It's literally, you know, if you... And now, gosh, now it's even. If I have a question, you can go.
The internet's there.
You can go Google something,
there, man.
And boom, guess what? Somebody's got a technique that's pretty cool. And wait, never think you're beyond learning.
No,
I still learn stuff.
Every
I still
day.
Teach my own self stuff once in a while. I go, oh, you dummy! You could have went like this. Hindsight, 2020.
Sure.
But yeah, you know.
No, that's been my favorite part of the show. Is I do learn something every time I do the show.
You got to have the drive and the craving to do it.
Yeah.
Then it turns into something good.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. The drive definitely has to be there. Otherwise,
and
it just doesn't happen.
And that guy I'm talking about, don't.
Yeah.
He allows his wife to get him riled up and never leaves him alone. And he leaves a phone thing on his head. You got to get rid of that. Mm-hmm. You want to do this. You got to not.
Get in the zone.
You can't be worrying about what your wife wants when you're trying to do a kitchen. You'll mess up big. Mm-hmm. Like, you'll do something wrong. Your head has to be in it.
Got to be in the game.
Yeah, 110%.
Yeah.
Not playing around.
No, I love that. Because I share the same sentiment.
Sure, people can screw cabinets together, and they can do this and that. But even these guys that I'm doing kitchens for now, they're not as fine as a kitchen as I've done.
Yeah.
I've done even way nicer stuff. Mm-hmm. I've done stuff where now we just put a filler next to a cabinet to a wall.
Yeah.
Back in the day, this place I worked for, we put a back filler, even with the cabinet.
Yeah.
Right, even there, right? And then we put a front filler that had finished sides all around it that matched the door when we went to a wall. Like, it, you know, so now my filler is out flush with the doors, not just
more
the cabinet.
Involved, for sure.
Oh, 2 fillers, not one. 2.
Much more involved.
A lot more stuff.
Yeah.
And then fridge panels, like Zero, those Sub-Zero refrigerators, and you make a panel in those and literally take the Sub-Zero frame off, the door frame, and then slide these finished door panels into them, and then put the frame back on. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you're making everything flush. Doors, drawers, fillers. We don't really do that over there. We're just doing a regular filler. One filler, single filler.
But, I mean, for the most part, it gets the job done.
It's nice, though.
Yeah.
I like the cabinets they're using. The slides they're using are really nice. They have, even the drawers, they're slow close.
I like that.
They can move left and right. The adjustments under them are excellent.
That's
the best
crazy.
I've ever had.
Wow.
I've always had to go inside a drawer front and take a screw out, or you know, try to get them cool, and you know, it's a lot of work. But these, they're pretty badass. They have an up and a down on each, a left and a right.
That's crazy.
It's nutty. And then wait, like, these are the slides, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know how a drawer can be not flush with the front? Like, it can be this way or that way a little?
Yeah.
Like off?
Yeah.
Nope, these backs slide. They're in sliders. So that front comes and hits that front perfect every time. They're really nice.
That's crazy.
And all wood, no particle board. I'm doing nice cabinets. They're still nice. They're still really nice.
No, that's it's quality.
Yeah, no.
Quality.
And the fronts are hardwood. Like, dude, the dark brown ones, like, they're the hardest wood I've ever. These dark brown ones. I don't know what that wood is, but please stop sending it. It's hard as a rock.
It's like steel.
It's nutty, bro. Like, all right, the white ones, it's, you know, when you're drilling it, it's just right on through, and, you know, just everything.
Yeah.
I swear to God, this stuff will eat drill bits. Freaking,
wow.
It's hard.
Wow.
So, no, the stuff I'm doing is pretty nice. I'm doing Fabuwood, which are really nice. They're really nice. And, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And not only am I getting, like, mad overtime, you know, decent money, yada, yada, but they are making my job way easier than what you would think. They go out, do, you know, a sale, of course, yada, yada. Sure. Or they're in our office, one of our offices. And, but then we have guys, after it's sold, go out and tear out the kitchen.
Like demo guys?
They demo the place. Mm-hmm. Then they, in box trucks, bring all the cabinets out. Build them, bring them out. I don't transport. I mean, I'll go get a piece I'm missing.
Sure.
Because I live by the shop. But I don't transport, per se, all the parts. You know what I mean? They're bringing a whole box truck full of cabinets to the house, leave them there, and then I show up with my truck and tools. That's it.
That's pretty nice.
Wait, I don't even leave with the garbage, bro.
That's pretty nice.
They go back and pick up the garbage.
You got it made in the shade.
No
You're
kidding.
Just showing up and being like, okay, I'm just here to do the cabinets.
That's it.
That's pretty nice.
True story.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah. So I don't do a lot of the, the what do you say?
Busy work.
Yeah, I mean,
that's right.
The grunt.
Yeah,
that's the word.
Sure.
The grunt work.
Grunt work. Yeah.
Like the grunt work gets done for me.
Yeah.
So now I just got to concentrate on the kitchen.
It's pretty nice.
It's decent.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's real nice.
And then wait, if I'm even missing or a cabinet's wrong, or even they make mistakes quite often. Measuring, because sometimes there's angles and you almost don't know until you get there. Mm-hmm. It's kind of that situation sometimes. So I'll call them and go, hey, this cabinet's bad or da-da-da. And they have 3 regional managers.
Wow.
A north, a south, and a middle. And they'll come out and blah, blah, blah. Okay, send them out a cabinet. Bam.
Damn.
And they do that.
Service.
So they're servicing me like crazy.
No, that's nice.
Like I got to say, I need something. Bam.
That's nice.
I told them to fire a guy the other day and they did. And I'm not bragging. He was a total mess. What he beat on one of my tools with a hammer.
Yeah, but just as you're not bragging, but just as far to say how far they'll go for you.
True. Well, they want me to help train guys.
Exactly.
They want me to, and I would never try to get somebody's job. This guy just totally.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. It's what I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
He told my boss he's, again, some kind of seasoned installer, and dude, he showed up in jeans and steel-toed work boots. No cap. Not only that, I'm not just getting to that.
Sure.
But then he beat on my tool. He made some crazy gaps in some woodwork in the bathroom, and everybody went, WTF.
Yeah. Whoa.
Like right away.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
And we started laughing, and I mean, it was nuts.
Yeah.
And then one of the regional managers came out to speak to me about it. He came in the house. We were in there working on the second one after he beat my tool and told me he didn't do it. And my boss did replace that gun, by the way. Mm-hmm. So this guy beat my nail gun with a hammer. Like, he had a stuck nail in it, couldn't get it out. And anybody who's ever done cabinets knows how to get a stuck nail out of a nail gun. End of story. So
I don't even do cabinets, and yeah, it's not rocket science. I'm going to be honest.
Simple as hell. It's nothing. Pull the little tip off and the nail falls out of there.
It's pretty easy.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie.
So,
no, it's what we were talking about in the previous episode.
But then I'm sorry. But then he stood around when the boss came out to talk to me about him.
Yeah.
He stood there and Nick went, what is he doing? What's this guy doing?
Yeah.
So Nick left, and I was like, this wasn't even Nick's job.
Yeah.
Okay? And he came there. I knew something was up. They were on to him. So, and then Nick left, and when he came back, I knew. He called the guy outside, and the guy just got rid of it. It was just done.
It's what we were talking about in the previous episode, episode 9, where employers should be much more inclined to keep their, I'll call it, better employees happy.
Yeah.
Because there's so many times where, we'll call them bad employees, get encouraged or maybe not even necessarily disciplined for doing something that's messed up. So I'm glad that your boss, one, replaced your nail gun, which was very nice of them.
Yeah, that was good.
But also was, hey, this guy's causing a problem.
Yeah.
So it's
I won't make that decision, but I didn't even argue with the guy. I literally went in the office the next morning, explained calmly to my boss what happened, what he did, what I heard, what he said, and you deal with that.
What the deal is.
You deal with that.
Here's the information.
Yep.
Do what you want.
Not my jam.
Yeah, but it's nice to have employers that do, because that is very rare.
Yeah.
Very rare.
Yeah, man.
Because they'll go the extra mile to, one, defend that employee, the one that's messing up, and it's rough, man.
As a decent employee, I gotta tell you, I have not been coveted. It
sucks.
It's horrible.
Sucks. Yeah.
I have done nothing but work my you-know-what's off.
Yeah.
For everybody I've ever worked for. Because I'm like that. I'm here to do a job. That's what I'm going to do, and that's it.
And when your employer doesn't go to bat for you, it hurts. It hurts.
It's sad.
Yeah, it hurts for sure.
Yep. Over and over, I've had that realization that they don't care much. You're not human.
They would rather pay attention to the squeaky wheel who's causing a lot of problems than the nice wheel who's just kind of doing his thing, doing God's work. And it's
But in this job, you know what? I've gotten dragged in. I will say I've gotten pulled in or dragged into company politics and rhetoric.
Sure.
And I'm not allowing it on this trip.
Yeah.
I have kept my head down. Even when the girl in the office tried to get squirrely with me, and it was her, I can prove.
Yeah.
I have proof. It was her miscommunication with a customer, not mine. I didn't make a big deal. I didn't go in the office, talk shit. I didn't say nothing. I just let it go. And you know what? She's nicer than ever to me. Because she knows I didn't go make a stink.
Yep.
I just said, whatevs.
Sometimes it is so much better that way.
You know?
It really is.
Dude, you make a stink, you might... the squeaky wheel don't always get oil.
Yeah.
Sometimes the squeaky wheel gets replaced.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying where I'm at. It's a nice and quiet area.
That's awesome.
It's
awesome.
beautiful in a way, you know?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I'm seeing deer out where I live, and it's kind of neat. It's lovely change.
Somewhere in Florida.
Somewhere.
Let's get to this last one. This is the...
We can't tell you, we have to kill you.
This is the Sailor Sunrise.
That is...
Orange.
Orange, not tomato.
Yeah,
okay.
It is very orange.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh. That went to my nose, man.
That was rough. I'm not gonna lie.
Hello.
Yeah.
It's smooth.
Woo.
Very smooth.
Yeah. That.
No. Blue.
Yeah. Hands down. We know that.
I gotta say no more.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah, that's a given.
Next time, all blue.
Yeah. What has been your worst customer experience?
Well, there is a story that never leaves my mind, and it's a trust story again.
Yeah.
It's sad, but it's not a work, story. It's not good enough. You'd think that'd be the story, right? No, it's a trust story.
Yeah.
And it sucks because back in the day, I've always been into cabinets. I literally, when I was younger, was doing custom closets. But not like you think, like just come in and slap on some closet stuff. It was serious. It was nice as most people's kitchens.
Yeah.
Like it was real deal stuff. Formed doors, locks on drawers, safes in the walls, and drop down ironing boards, and closets that were big as some people's living rooms. And trust me, the people that buy closets, they're really rich.
Yeah.
Like anybody buys a kitchen.
Sure.
Yeah, you
got a select few that do a closet.
Yeah, pretty much. And I went to places that had painted ceilings, like rounded.
Oh God.
With angels, and you can't believe the places I've been.
Yeah.
Cobblestone bridge and a moat around this place.
Yeah.
Like I've been to places that were nuts.
Yeah.
Mrs. Smith was another one. Oh my God. This lady took these townhomes that were up in West Palm and decided to buy a few of them and take all the walls out.
Yeah.
And make them one.
Yeah.
And she had more money than who knows. I don't even know if it was Mrs. Smith Apples or who Pies. I don't even know who she was, but it was Mrs. Smith. And she literally had a gift wrapping room. A gift wrapping room. Put that in your head.
It's badass.
Yeah, a gift wrapping room. Well, this is before the movie came out, I made a panic room in her house. I made a double hang. Oops. I made a double hang closet section, open up, and behind there was a space, a big space, and a call box to call the authorities.
Yeah.
So she had a literal panic room before the movie came out. Panic room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I made the hinges for that thing and everything. It was cool. It looked literally real, like it worked. Clothes were hanging in it and everything.
So what was so bad about it?
What do you mean?
I said do your worst.
Oh no, I was going on about
okay, I'm sorry.
How intricate the closet
Gotcha.
systems went.
Gotcha.
Like it was big money. Which leads me to the next thing is,
Gotcha.
Okay, here's the story, the bad part. I just wanted you to get to the level of
the work that
the level of the closets we were doing. It wasn't just wire mesh, you
Gotcha.
know. It was real deal. Okay, so I go into a house. I got to put all drawer fronts on. They weren't ready. We didn't have them. Whatever. Okay, and we have banks of drawers. I mean, they're 8 tall and like 4 sets of them. I mean, drawers crazy. Okay, and you got to sit there and get all them straight, dude. I mean, it's a little chaotic. So, and those did work with a screw inside the front, and you literally had to loosen the screw, get them right, tighten them, and then put the hardware through in the right place after they're adjusted. So that's quite a bit of work. So I'm in this closet for about, 20 minutes, half hour, might have been an hour, I don't know. And big money place. And I'm doing the drawers and all of a sudden a middle-aged girl, whatever, runs in, quickly walks into the closet, opens the top drawer and looks and closes it and walks back out. Well, it wasn't, I don't even know, 5 minutes later, whatever, quick. Some cops come in the closet.
That's an escalation.
And yeah, it wasn't cool. And they're like, "Sir, can you step out here with us?" And I'm like, "What?" They take me out front, do a search on me, on somebody's word that a Rolex is missing. Okay, I'm like, no way. And believe me, I swear to God, on my children, this is one of them. And he knows I don't lie, cheat, steal, nothing. Never in my life. They like give me the search down, I'm like, I don't know anything about it. I swear to God. They believe me. They take off.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. So I go back in this is where it gets stupid. I go back in there to finish my work. Now it's uncomfortable.
Sure.
I mean,
awkward,
you're accusing
weird.
me of being a robber?
Yeah.
I mean, what? So I'm working down through the drawers. I get to the bottom. I find a Rolex. And behind the drawer, it fell off the jewelry, which the jewelry drawer was a skinny thing with a felt thing in it for rings and it was sitting on there. So he must have slammed that and it right off the back and down the back.
Yeah.
So like I said, I pull the bottom drawer out. There's a Rolex. I don't even think about it twice. I swear to God, I grab it, run out there. I found it. And they're like, yeah, sure.
Oh, God.
I was like, I could have just walked away with this Rolex. The cops already been there.
Yeah.
There was no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nuts.
Yeah.
And still acting like I was a piece of crap. Just because I was a worker. It was bad. It was ugly.
Yeah,
it was
stinky. I don't like
It was
that.
really bad, man. It really, and you know what? I've never forgot about being disgraced like that. Because I have never, ever, and never will take something like that. Never.
Yeah, that's stinky. I don't like that. Yeah, that's grody.
Yeah, it was 100% shitty. And people with money suck. You know?
Well, occasionally.
Yeah. Some.
Not everyone.
Some people with money suck.
Okay. Yeah, we can
there
go
we go.
with that one.
Some people. No, it was rude. It was rude. And I've never been nothing but a good person.
Yeah.
You know? I mean.
Well, especially, you didn't give them any reason to think that you would have done that. Yeah, exactly. That's the...
Wait. First of all, you left your shit in there? With a guy coming to work?
Fair enough, too, honestly.
I mean, are you nuts? I even know you're nuts.
Yeah.
You can't leave that there with me coming.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Let alone not just the risk of you taking it, but also, I'm working. Get this crap out of here.
I mean, yeah. I mean, literally, rat.
Yeah, exactly.
No, and they don't care. They do leave their stuff.
Yeah.
Just the other day, even.
Yeah.
The 2 days that I had to go to this kitchen the other day, you know, both days I show up there, the guy has a bunch of shit in the kitchen. And I'm talking where nothing's in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Walls and a floor. And he puts a bunch of shit in the kitchen. A chair and a this and a that. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. I have people not move out of their driveway.
Oh, man.
I had a guy one time, I gave him heck. Because, you know what he did? I knock on the door. I'm like, I'm here. I'm out in the street. And, you know, I got to set up a whole shop.
Yeah.
Like, I need my table saw, chop saw, yada, yada. I got a million things to get out of the truck. Toolboxes. I mean, it's crazy what I bring out of the truck.
Sure.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, really. It's not a little. And the guy's like, yeah, I'll be out there to move. And you know, I sat out there like 20 minutes. And then I went back to the door and he goes, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude.
I can't even count on my hands how many times I've been called out like a turn on to turn somebody's water back on. Yeah. And they will park over the meter.
The car's parked.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. I swear to God.
And I'll knock on the door and they're surprised, not just surprised to see me, but like it's an inconvenience to go move their car. And I'm like,
I know. Well, no, they thought they had you snookered.
Well, yeah. They'll call me out, you know, the office. They'll patch me out, a turn on or whatever, and they think that they've stopped me from turning it off, but you called it in to turn it on because you paid. Like it just doesn't even make any sense. Yeah, and they'll be like, literally like, what? I don't even get that.
People, man, who knows?
Yeah, so.
Humans, huh?
Yeah.
Who figured?
People. Closing statement. So, is there anything else you'd like to add? Anything else you'd like the good people to know?
Take your time. When you're looking for somebody. I know it's easy. I want this done to go get in a rush. Find somebody and feel them out, man. Put your feelers out. You need to find a person that's proper to do the work that you want to do. It would make things a lot easier in your life if you take that time to find the right person. And don't settle, look around. Don't go do 2 guys. Go do 4. Check 4. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know they don't like to be, give me an estimate and not really get the job. And that's a factor for guys too. But as a customer, to keep your sanity and to keep the whole job going right, find that right person. Take the time to find somebody that gives a crap about what they're doing. And has, you know what? I got pictures right now of kitchens I could show you.
I'll put up a little slideshow.
That you know, just it's a matter of caring. You know, there's a lot of people out there that don't. We all know that. Just find some. You got to take your time if you don't want to go through hell. And you know, Skylar got lucky, got some informative people, and that's what you want. You want to know along the way what's happening. If there's an issue, you want to know it right away, because that makes it better. Trying to hide an issue doesn't help anybody. So just be careful on the people you pick.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
I love that. So I'm gonna take us out here.
This is it.
Yeah,
We're done.
This is it. Yeah, I'm gonna take us out here.
Drink perfect.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't like it, just leave a comment and tell me what we can improve on. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.